Good morning, backers! I'm your host, Bamboo, and today I'm going to take you through just a few of my favorite Kickstarters. Now, you may ask yourself, now, who am I to talk about Kickstarters and crowdfunding and Indiegogo? Well, I have done over 15 Kickstarter projects, many of which are my own, some of which are done in collaboration with others. Here you can see a list of a few of those. This is not an all-inclusive list, but I have done a lot of Kickstarters and have a lot of experience with this. And also we've had one here that's been unsuccessful too, so I've seen failure also. Now what I'm going to take you through is a way that I analyze a Kickstarter and I figure out whether I want to pledge for it or not. So let me take you through those steps and show you a few of my current favorite kind of EDC Kickstarter Indiegogo projects. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for all my subscribers, and all you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment down below of which is your favorite project that I've shown here in this video. So this giveaway is going to be the Infinity Cube, something we did in the past. That's just the box, but here, this is a past Kickstarter project. We actually invented this thing, and it got ripped off a million ways from Christmas. And we were the first ones out with it to call it the Infinity Cube. And we made an all aluminum version of it. And you can see it's a little bit different from the one in the picture there on the website, because we came up with something after we created the project to increase the strength of it. And everyone else just copied the design that we had on the Kickstarter over there. So you'll see all the designs online that follow the design with outside linkages. And that design is flawed in that if you drop it, the links can pop off. So this is a much stronger design, and it's kind of like our rip-off trap that we created. So if you want to win this Infinity Cube, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment as to which project is your favorite that I'm showing here. One of the first projects I'm going to look at today is this STILFORM ink magnetic fountain pen in DLC black titanium. So DLC black titanium is kind of an exclusive, elusive coating for titanium. It literally means diamond-like carbon. It's a form of carbon that's applied to the surface that is extremely hard. And here they have a little thing that shows like this new black titanium, and it shows these crystals, which is, you know, talking about diamond-like carbon. So it's a very hard, and here's another diamond picture. It's a very hard and durable coating for if you want a titanium in black. Now it's also kind of difficult to find places that will do diamond-like coating. It's not a common process. So for them to offer that is pretty impressive. That's something that I want to start doing too with some of my titanium products, is offering the diamond-like carbon for black coating. So it looks like in here they also have aluminum versions too, because I'm seeing different colors in here. But I'm going to show you how I kind of like take a look at a Kickstarter first. And the first thing I do is I don't look at the video, because video could be a waste of time. What I do first is look through the pictures and just kind of scan the pictures and read text in the pictures. And that's why it's so important for creators to have good pictures and text in the pictures, because I think most people are kind of reading that before they actually go through and read the actual text. So this pen is cool. It's got some magnets in there that automatically align the cap. You just have to bring the cap closed a little bit, and it sucks it in all the way and snaps in place and aligns it. It's pretty cool. I would like to see how it actually works inside of the pen. It'd be fun to cut one of these open and look, or take it apart. Looks like the strength is pretty strong, 560 grams. That's more than a pound of force required to pull that off. That's not just going to fall off. And it's got some flats on it, so it doesn't roll so easily. Or this diamond-like carbon coating that they're talking about here. See, they're scratching it with a piece of metal, and it's actually scratching the piece of metal. I guess it's a key. It must be that they're scratching it with. It says scratch is caused by a hard metal such as a key disappear without a trace. Now, keys are not hard. You know, that's they're metal, but their keys are generally made of brass or aluminum, or like nickel-plated brass, because you want a key to be soft so that it doesn't damage the lock, because you want the lock tumblers to be harder than the key. You want the key to wear before your lock wears. So keys are generally pretty soft. So using a key, you know, is not the best scratch resistance test, but it is a pretty good example that it's not just going to scratch off like that. Oh, so here they show all the components. I was talking earlier about taking it apart. Here they show everything that's inside of it and all the parts. So it's all metal construction, no glue, no plastic. So they just so everything threads together. Looks pretty durable. Great balance. I don't know if that's where you want the balance to be. I'm not a professional with fountain pens actually. So I kind of every time I use a fountain pen, I always end up stopping too long and making blots. So the clip is removable and attachable later. The clip is basically optional. You don't need to use a clip. It's got different styles of bases and supports for it, which is cool. I like that. Here they do a video test of dropping it. You can go on there and watch it if you want to. So at this point, I'm usually I'm about done. I've seen what I want to see, and I've made my decision as to whether I want to purchase one or not. So being that I'm not a fountain pen enthusiast, I might go for let's see, what else do they have? They have the fountain pens, converter. So what does a converter convert it into? The base. So there's all these options you can add on to it. I do like their other pens. New STILFORM assembly department in Germany. And it's a nice building, but I don't see anything. It's one thing to show an empty space, but it might as well be an ice skating rink. Timeline is variable. To know whether or not you should pledge on this, whether you're actually going to get this, is that this company's been around for a while. They've done a bunch of Kickstarters. You can go up here and look on the side bar here, and you can see 7 created. And if you click on it there, you can click on the 7 created, and it'll bring you to a new page where you can see all the ones that they've created. They've had a lot of backers. They've done, where's the oldest one? 2016. So the fact that people are coming back and they keep going and they keep doing this means that you're very likely to get their pen. So I'm going to go ahead and back this project, not just for myself. I'm going to back this as a giveaway in a future video. So if you're watching this now, just remember to come back for a future video and have a chance to win one of these pens that I back here. We have the options for aluminum, 2 times aluminum, 1 time titanium, super early bird. So there's still a super early bird left, which tells me that 1,244 backers. Tells me that they've kind of left the super early birds open probably for a long time. I'm going to go ahead and get that super early bird. Go ahead and pledge on this one. And you're going to see this available as a giveaway later. I will definitely be choosing the diamond-like carbon black because that's a very unique titanium coating. So that's going to be the one that I'm going to pick. Moving on to the next project, we have the METMO grip, the world's most satisfying grip. Now this is a really cool tool, and what I like about this is I just previewed this before. Some of them I haven't previewed, some of them I have. I try to mix it up a little bit, but I saw this before because this is really cool from an engineer standpoint. This is a cool tool. And apparently they found a patent, like right here, of a device patented in 1929 that they said, hey, this is cool. Why didn't it exist? And basically, a different tool essentially won out. The standard adjustable wrench that we know, like this, won out as the standard design. So this one, so they said, well, let's go ahead and make this one. It's kind of like it's fun to fidget, like you can see here. The guy's flipping it around over and over again. It's a fun tool to use. How practical it's going to be, I'm not absolutely certain. It really depends on how well it will grip and how hard the head is. The head has to be pretty hard to not get damaged using, especially like they show a hex bit, and hex bits are hardened. And so you want the head to be at least as hard as the hex bit so it doesn't get marred or damaged by it. Now it's got kind of has all these features built in. They've integrated a bottle opener in it, of course. Oh, it's a bottle opener. Drill bit holder, so this holds 1/4 inch bits here. We got their 3/16 stainless steel jaws. So they're not going to be that hard. Stainless just can't get as hard as steel, so they're going to be softer than those bits that they were using. It would be nice if they used a hardened steel rather than 316. They're using 316 because it's corrosion resistant, and people complain about corrosion. But really, if you want a real tool, you're going to use a hardened, forged steel, and it's going to rust if you leave it wet, but if you take good care of it, it's not going to rust. So if you look at, this is my favorite tool right here. Let me dig it out of my pocket. I'm going to carry this in my pocket all the time. This is my favorite little tool right here, the Knipex, and this comes in all kinds of different sizes. This is a plier wrench, and this is not stainless. This is a forged steel, hardened, and it is very strong, and it does not get messed up. I mean, the jaws are like one place where it's a little bit marred from having tried to turn something super hard, but really I've used this a lot, and there's very little wear on the jaws. And the only place you can see is this is polished from me having it in my pocket all the time. But this gets used all the time. I prefer to use something like this over a multi-tool because this is a quality, dedicated tool that does what it's supposed to do. It does a great job of it, and it's adjustable. You can vary the size to different sizes. The flat jaws don't damage parts. It's good for gripping stuff that's parallel. So many uses of this, really. Like, this is way better than the Leatherman, in my opinion. And just, carry a pocket screwdriver or something if you need the screwdriver version of it. Actually, I do carry a pocket screwdriver. This is my pocket screwdriver. So this suffices most of the time. There's two little smaller screwdrivers in there. So this is like the Swiss gear or something like that. Pretty inexpensive. It comes off of the keychain like this. And then you have this screwdriver that can be used straight like that, or you can put it at 90 degrees if you need more leverage to really turn screws. And then the small ones are convenient in here. This combination right here is the perfect combination for a pocket screwdriver and pliers. And then carry a separate knife. All this weight added together is no more than a Leatherman, and it's a little bit less bulky because it's individual pieces, really. The Leatherman pliers have the advantage of like being needle nose pliers, and they're good for that. But as far as like grabbing a nut or anything like that, you're gonna mess it up. And with these Knipex, you're not gonna mess it up. With this tool, you're not gonna mess up a nut either, because your jaws, first of all, are gonna be softer than the nut, and second, it's parallel, so it's not gonna mess up nuts, which is a big advantage of it. Yeah, adjustable wrenches are always fiddly, and it looks cool, simple. It's got just a few pieces. Here they show some process already, so at this point that they've done their homework. They have a real prototype here at least. They're showing some CNC machining of the secondary thread. This is the lower, smaller pitch thread. It's auto locking, which is interesting. So because of the gear ratio of that thread, that smaller thread in the top, the lower pitch thread, it just won't open by itself. It won't backdrive. So it auto locks like that. And that's an interesting design there. It looks like a pair of calipers a little bit. That's cool. This would be a useful tool and a cool pocket tool, a cool desk thing to play with. It's $129. That's a lot of money for something like this. And it's really surprising that so many people have paid for that. But it is unique. There is not anything I know of like that exists. But even this Knipex tool, this tiny little Knipex tool, is still like $45. And this is a manufactured volume product. And it's a good quality tool, and it's expensive. So if you want good quality stuff, you got to pay. And for something new like that, you got to pay for it too. So it's new and novel. And wow, here's a gold-plated edition. Now, so what's the deal? Why does it cost 99 pounds or $129? And what is the deal? Let's see. Choice of materials in the product adds to the overall cost. So 316 stainless. It's not that expensive, but it is more difficult to machine. Yeah, it's costly and difficult to work with. The threads of the grip, precision machine require a specialist manufacturer, one who we worked with before, and one who is capable of producing such critical components. Normally, tools are made from low-cost metals that are stamped out. We wanted to create a piece that was less mass manufactured, and more fitting to the grip's heritage, as well as being top quality to last a lifetime. So they're just, putting, it's expensive also to do probably a relatively short runs of something like this. It's mostly CNC machined. This is an expensive product to make. So I can see why that is. Grip measure. So they have these add-ons. You can add on grip measurements, probably laser engraved. You can add on a wallet. You can add on a passivation upgrade. That's free now. It's unlocked. And the passivation will just keep the stainless from corroding. It's a way to prevent stainless from corroding. So now we're at the bottom, and we got the who are we stuff. And so the question is, can you trust these people? Can you put your money behind them? That's what we're trying to determine here. Who are these people? Are they going to follow through with their project? So we have, first of all, there's a bunch of people on this project, and that's either a good thing or a bad thing. That's either means that they have a lot of capability, or that they're going to run out of money very quickly. So the more people you have on the project, the more expensive it's going to get to actually produce. One of the first things to look at is how many projects that they created. And they've created 3 in the past. And here we're going to look at their past projects. Their past projects have been pretty simple, but let's see how far back is this. So this was funded on Kickstarter. Hides this stuff. It's hard to see. You really need to look at, well, I can look at like November 2019 estimated delivery date. So updates, you can look at the updates, and you can go down to all the way to the bottom. There's a lot of updates. So they have done previous projects, July 9, 2019. Okay, so they have done previous projects, not for that long, but they do have some kind of track record, and we can see if they're actually delivering products here. If they delivered it, mesmerizing and cool, sun likes a lot. Make sure to get one without any scratches, surface or gapping, drop time issues. Just got cube back from repair to fix the drop time for the pins and the finish since I was delivered with scratches. So it says 11 months to the day since the campaign ended. Oh, this was the one with the pneumatic cube. Now I remember. Oh, this is incredibly complicated. I remember reading about this. They attempted something that's very, very difficult to do. I mean, it's really cool, but extremely difficult to achieve. And it had like this piston-like effect. I mean, to get those tolerances is just insane. Like, I wouldn't even attempt this. What they're doing now is far easier than what they proposed here. So the fact that they've shipped this stuff to people is a testament that they actually do follow through on things. Let's look at what their next project was. Helico, the world's first helical gear fidget toy. Here what we're doing is we're doing a little bit of research background to figure out like who are these people that are making this METMO and determine if they'll follow through with it. So they have a web store, they have an online store where you can buy the Helico and shop. So here they have an online store, METMO, and they have these products you can buy. So they have different ones. These METMO cubes are sold out. They probably were too difficult to make. The Helico they have in stock. Looks like they're selling the stuff. They're fulfilled. They're shipping out the last of the Helicos to everyone who's completed their surveys. So they've shipped out. What are people saying? And you have to take these comments with a grain of sand, because these comments could be, the people who are the most vocal oftentimes are the ones who have something to complain about, and there'll just be like a few people who are very vocal, and sometimes you try to resolve their issues, but sometimes yeah, they do have a legitimate issue, but like most of the time the people who like it and are there's people who like it and are excited about it and will come and post a comment, and then there's people who like it and use it and don't bother to post a comment. So the problem is that these comments will often be taken over by negative things. It's people who've had an issue are more vocal than people who don't have an issue. It's just a common thing with reviews, comments. So people are talking about they received it and they're waiting for theirs. That's very common. Like the mail takes a long time. Shipment received looks nice. So it looks like this METMO grip will happen based on looking at their past projects. It may take longer than expected, as usual. They may run into issues, but they look like they follow through with their projects. They've only had a few other projects, 2 other projects, but they followed through with delivering them. And it looks like even fixing people's issues. I feel like I've seen enough of this campaign to not need to see the videos. I mean, they had so much animations and GIFs in here that it shows me everything I want to see. But let's just take a quick look at the video. And I might skip through this. You can come back and... try that again. And I might skip through this video. You can come back and watch the whole thing if you want to, but it's only 2 minutes and 10 seconds long. So it's not that bad. Yep, stuff I see on the page. It's all stuff I see on the page. Good. Eye candy, yeah, that's cool. I can hammer. I don't know if I'd be using it for a hammer though. But that's funny because that makes me think of the quote that every tool is a hammer. So, it's like a fun tool to use. I mean, I would probably go with my Knipex just for strength when I need to do stuff, but this looks like something that's great for someone who doesn't have a lot of different tools that are specialized and just wants something that they can quickly wrench on stuff with that looks super cool. I mean, you could hang this up and you could just set this on your desk and it would be a piece of artwork, you know? It's not gonna like look so much like something that belongs in the shop like my Knipex does. You know, this is kind of like something someone would want to talk about. So here they talk about the inspiration of the patent. It's kind of funny that fell out of production over 90 years ago. You know, it'd be really cool to find like one of the original ones if it existed. Here they're showing some CNC machining. I'm not really certain what part they're making. It'd be interesting to know what part they're making. Is that the head they were making? It could be just generic video, I'm not sure. So I like this video of the assembly and showing the different parts of it. I wish it were in focus so I could see it better. It's a bummer it's not in focus. Designed to be a practical multi-tool. Looks like it's fun to like just play with, like have it sit on the desk. You know, this would totally be like a good office tool. So there you go. That wasn't a long video and that was fun to watch. So I'm gonna go ahead and pledge on an early bird. And this is another one where I'm going to, I hope I don't like it too much because I'm going to give this away in a future crowdfunding video. So keep an eye out for the future where once I get it, I'm gonna show it off and I'm gonna give it away to one of my subscribers. Let me go ahead and pledge on that. Let's move on to our next project, the cooking system by Wolf and GRIZZLY. Outdoor cooking reimagined. You know, I'm already a fan of Wolf and GRIZZLY products. I have seen their grills before and I love these kind of like outdoor minimalist grills. I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff. And this one is, this picture here is, I don't know, what if I refresh the page, is that what the picture is? It's hard to tell what's going on here. I just see steam and vapor and stuff. Weird intro picture. But if we scroll down, we see that it's a kind of like a pan set with grills that go on top and stuff that fits onto their current grilling frame. Their past thing, here's their past product. It's a grill like this. And did they launch that on Kickstarter? Let's see. Before created, I can look back at their other Kickstarters. So they launched the original grill on Kickstarter. And it wasn't as huge as this is here in terms of the funding. But I've seen it online before and I've seen reviews of it too. So it did mediumly well. And it probably had to do with the timing. Like right now, I think a lot of people are just like, you know, into this kind of stuff and spending more time at home, spending more time outdoors and want to be able to do this, have more time to do this stuff. So this was their grill that they funded in sometime 2017, it looks like. So they're shipping and delivering that. So you can probably trust that they will follow through with this. So their first project was the grill. Their next project was the fire safe, which is a portable fire pit. Now, the first time they did it, I don't know, they canceled it. I don't know for what reason. Maybe they missed something, they weren't prepared. And then the next time they did it, looks like it got a lot of backers, 1,695 backers for the fire safe, which was a portable fire pit. That's really cool too. So integrated with their grill, so it goes under their grill. And this is something where try to keep from leaving a trace on the ground when you're making a fire. And it's a nice design. It looks slick. It's pretty good. And they are shipping that one too. So at this point, they're using Kickstarter for marketing and launching their product, and they are an established company. You're probably going to get this and within a reasonable time too, since they already have manufacturing, they're already making the grill. All they have to do is make the cook set, and it's not that complicated. It's like stamped out pieces of metal, and they're already working with metal stampings and stuff, so they have experience. It looks like they have experience doing this stuff. It's a nice system. So you have a hibachi, a griddle, cutting board, and a 2-liter pot, pan gripper, and what is this thing right here? This is like a pan gripper, pot gripper, rail system, and pan gripper. So it's a rail system there. So I'm actually going to look at the video for this one too, and the rail system, stainless steel rails and aircraft cable that connect directly to the grill frame. So this like there's these screws that thread into the end here, and there's cables hidden inside, and this is like, and there's cables wrapped around. I mean, this is some complex stuff here. This is like aerospace engineering going on here. You know, this is really cool. What I'm not crazy about is that anything that gets near the fire just gets messed up over time, in my experience. I mean, not even over time, like the first time you grill, it gets messed up. So not having actually used their system myself, I would be kind of concerned about how durable this is with all those little threads and moving parts. I mean, heat corrodes, heat and grease, smoke and stuff will end up corroding stainless too. So I have some stainless grills that are just corroded and beat up and melted and bent. So I don't know. I mean, it is kind of near the ends. It's not directly in the flames. It's kind of going around. But you wouldn't want to use this on a big fire. You want to use it like on a probably coal fire, like they're showing here, or a small fire. You're not going to put this on a big campfire. So you need to keep your fire small. And obviously, because you can't grill on a big fire like that, you just want to be over some small coals. So slim pack down. Looks like everything packs down into this one container here. They give you the option of getting the fire safe too. So this looks like a cool setup. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm down. I see stuff like this and I'm like, that's so cool. I love to. It makes you want to be doing this. And then sometimes when you do it, the reality sets in of like how much of a pain that is to cook over the fire like this and set everything up. But sometimes it works out well. I mean, if it's a good system, it works out well. I tried a while back this thing called GRIZZLY Put, and I like it, but it bent. The first time I used it, these wires bent like over the fire. It wasn't even that big of a fire. It was just like coals. We were cooking food on there. The grid spacing was so far apart that almost the hot dogs would, if they went sideways, if they went like in line with the spokes, they would fall through. So you had to keep the hot dogs perpendicular. And it was bending anyways, and so like then you had to clean up all the grid before putting it away and scrape each piece. And it was a cool concept that it folded up in this little tube and everything, but the setup and the cleaning of it was just a bear that wasn't really worth it in the end. So something simpler than that, like this Wolf and GRIZZLY system, is actually kind of nice. I mean, I think this just like rolls up. You still have to clean it. You still need a brush or something to clean it. Or scrape it, or maybe you can use like one of those chainmail scrubby things. That might work really well for this to clean this off. So here they have an Adventure Chef by Messermeister and Chef Adam Glick. So they have a folding 6-inch chef's knife. Looks like you can add a lot of stuff to it. And this is probably just stuff off of their website that they're already selling. I like this Camp Chef knife. Definitely something I want to add to my line in the future of knives. So let's see what their reward levels are. Pledge the cook set. So we have, this is a pot, hibachi, griddle, cutting board, rail system, pot gripper, carry case. So that does not include the frame or anything yet. You really can't do anything with this. This is if you already have a grill. So it's $129 if you already own the grill. Early bird cook set plus the grill. So that's $179. One left of 90. Man, I gotta get this because I like that grill. So that's with the grill. That's a good deal. But then the Kickstarter special cook set with the grill must be the same as that one. The complete cook set includes the fire safe. So this one doesn't include the fire safe. Now the fire safe is a really good option to add to that. So the complete cook system, $269 with the fire safe. What's the difference here? Oh, this is the Kickstarter special. It's $269. That's limited. There's 6 left at $445. This is just the kind of more regular price. It looks like the early bird is gone. Early bird complete cook system. That included the fire safe at $229. That's the one I want right here. This complete cook system with the fire safe. You know what? I'm going to pledge on complete cook system. And although I really want to keep it, I'm probably going to have this as a giveaway in a future video. So, you know, come back and check out the future videos and you'll see this as a giveaway somewhere. That's if I don't decide to keep it myself. Before pledging, let's just take a quick look at this video. This video is only 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so it's not that bad to watch. Although, I mean, I kind of end up skipping through these like long intros because really I just want to get to the meat of it.
Adventure can mean a lot of things depending on who you ask.
This is kind of cool though.
In these times, I crave any bit of escape. Feeling the outdoors.
Carrot Top came to the forest.
Textures. The sounds.
So what's he cooking? He's cooking in a rim.
For me, it's...
So look, he's cooking in a tire rim. So why does he need the grill? He doesn't need the grill if he's cooking in that. Yeah, is he just gonna set the grill on top of it? I mean, at least he doesn't need the fire safe.
But better.
So let's see, what's he doing?
Tools that will last
He's pulling out the fire safe, setting that up. Now he's setting up the grill, and he's setting up that little system with the talked about those cables and stuff. So he gave up his awesome tire rim.
Versatility.
Oh, look, okay, he's doing it on the tire rim now. But see, this is what I was talking about. If you see here, these things, I mean, as soon as you put it in a fire, around a fire, it gets dirty, it gets full of soot, and it's not going to stay nice and beautiful like it was there. And also, this is like the flames, in my experience, the flames are going to like bend this, and it oxidizes too. So here it looks all nice and pretty because it's just being used in
charcoal
for the first time on the grill, on the food safe, fire safe. Little cutting board.
I find myself excited to.
There again, I want to see that. I want to see this like where the, you know, where this is actually been in a fire. This is a real shot. Like this is in a fire. See how the cables have gotten black and sooted up and stuff. And it'll be interesting to see like what is the durability of this.
I find myself excited to cook in nature again.
Before I was not so excited to cook in nature. I felt depressed every time I cooked in nature.
Breakdown isn't bad either.
No,
and it only gets better with age.
Does it? That's the question. Can you cook in a canoe?
So when you ask what adventure
I want to see him set up a fire in a canoe and start grilling in the middle of a lake. Is he gonna do it?
Cooking a delicious meal.
Man.
Being in nature.
That would be the ultimate.
Disconnecting and reconnecting.
Set up the tire rim in the canoe in the middle of the lake.
What does adventure mean to you?
And light it up. So I'm also curious how the fire safe withstands the heat from cooking in it. That must be it. Wolf and Grizzly. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pledge on this because it is very cool. I'm going to go for the whole shebang because you really need the fire safe if you want to make this work. So I'm going to go ahead and pledge on this. They have $16 shipping built into there. Oh, look at this. You can add upgrades as you're checking out. Wolf and Grizzly grills. You can add the grill. You can add the cook set. I had to go back and kind of look like, does that make sense? What I'd really want to add is the fire safe. So if I pick out that's $60. Let's see. If I go back here, choose the early bird cook set plus grill. So that's missing the fire safe. That's $179 plus $60 is going to be $239. And And that comes out cheaper than the complete Cook system. I'm gonna pledge on this, continue. Then I'm gonna add, and the shipping was cheaper too. Oh, but they add $5 shipping to this, so 65. I add the fire safe, and I'm wondering how much is their fire safe normally? $79. So their fire safe is normally $80 almost, and so they're offering it for $60 on Kickstarter. So that's a pretty good deal. I'm gonna add that total amount $256. That's with shipping, so that's cheaper still than the other set. Boom. Okay. Got the Wolf and Grizzly set. Now from the Wolf and Grizzly cooking system, we're moving on to something a little bit different. This is a piece of digital technology that is I consider everyday carry tool also, because if you're doing some videos or recordings or you want someone to hear you really well, it would be great to have a good lapel mic. So I do a lot of videos during the day, and I want my audio to be really good, because I'm taking videos for work, for showing off the products that we make. So for me, this would be like an everyday carry item to have like a little pocketable lapel mic. I have a high quality Rode lapel mic right now, but it's not small enough to be pocketable, and it's got wires and everything. This is really appealing to me and to probably a lot of people who do multimedia. It can also be used for doing video conferencing. And let's see, how does it connect? Is it a dedicated device? It's the first truly wireless device to send high-quality audio over Bluetooth at low latency. I don't know about that claim. I'm not an audio expert or Bluetooth expert. So it uses Bluetooth. So let's see. It has dual-channel audio, no latency, Apple MiFi certified, mobile app integration, micro USB charging slot. Micro USB charging slot? Ah, man, that's a freaking bummer. Micro USB? I don't know if I can. What about USB-C? Like, that's what everyone's using these days. I don't even use micro USB anymore for anything. It's like, I only use micro USB for like kind of junky stuff like my kids' shoes. And so headphone cable slot, iPhone, Android compatible, 8 gigabytes internal storage. So it looks like you can record without actually going to the device. So you can just record by itself, which is cool. So what have they done previously? This is kind of good, like HOOKE audio pioneers in sound quality. They show that they raised $163,000 in 2014 for these Bluetooth headsets. So that shows that they've done stuff in the past. They have a track record. They've shown that right in their Kickstarter. I mean, you can do a little bit of research to see if were people happy with the product. Did they deliver well? I was about to say on time, but none of this stuff ever delivers on time unless they're already manufacturing it. If you can tell they're already manufacturing it, then it's very likely to deliver on time or quickly, because then they're just using crowdfunding as a marketing tool. They've already made it. They have money to make it. That could be a possibility. 100% fail-safe recording with 8 gigabyte internal storage. So it says that HOOKE Lab is equipped with 8 gigabytes of internal storage, backing up every capture in real time, so your audio is seamless even when Bluetooth is not. So that's an issue with Bluetooth, is it could cut out and it could drop out. So it's going to record the internal storage and send it to your device at the same time. So in the case that you lose that connection, that Bluetooth connection, it's still going to be stored in the internal storage. It says when a recording ends, HOOKE Lab merges both audio files together for a pristine dropout-free recording. So that's really cool. So like it merges both of the files together from, oops, got so excited there. It merges the internal storage and the Bluetooth on the phone or device storage, so you get the full thing. You don't lose anything. If it was just going to Bluetooth, it might drop out. You might lose something. Yeah, one of the things important with lab mics is the quality of the audio that's coming in. So that's really just going to have to be, they have some specs here, but really you just have to try it out to see is it good quality or not. So I have this Rode Professional one that's big belt pack unit and relatively big. This is way smaller than even their small Rode Wireless Go. It's also less expensive. It has 7 hours of battery life. I don't like the micro USB charging. I might wait on this until they have like USB-C. So this is one cool thing too, is like it has a receiver mode. So if you have two labs, you can use one as a receiver so that lab A connects wirelessly to lab B, and B pumps audio into their phone lightning port micro USB slot via 3.5 millimeter cable, or it can connect with the internal microphone on your phone, camera, computer, and record. It has a TRS connector, which is the audio cable connector that can then connect into different devices, and it can also connect through through the USB cable. But again, it's the micro USB. And here you can pair 2 HOOKE lavs via Bluetooth on a single phone and record 2 channels to the same phone. Perfect for interviews, podcasts, and more. Now, this is something that I also wanted in the past, is how do you connect 2 devices? I've really struggled with this, of connecting 2 devices into like one phone for like recording, 2 people having a conversation, for example, or interview or some of that, a podcast, whatever. Like these 2 people talking together, that is something huge, because in order to do that through external devices, you have to have something that couples it together, and it's very hard to find that. It only works through, it doesn't work through the headphone jack in a phone. Like if you're doing it with a phone, it doesn't work through the headphone jack, because the headphone jack is just mono mic in. You have to do it through like the lightning connector or the USB-C connector, and it's hard to find a device that combines 2 audio streams into there that's also portable, that's small and portable. There are some things, but they're pretty big. So that's a really nice feature of it. Yeah, it's minimalist, sexy minimalist design. How many will we need? 2, enable solo mode, island mode, duet mode, receiver mode. Really this thing like kind of shines as 2, because you can do the dual mode for having the audio on 2 people. You can do transmit and receive mode. That's really nice. So for me, the only bummer really is the micro USB charging. Like that is, because I'm trying to phase out my micro USB cables, and like my headset, my wireless headphones have USB-C. I mean, it's cool. Micro USB? Why micro USB? Oh, well, you know what? To support their campaign, look back at like what else they've created. Like I think they've created that other headset we talked about just quickly. And yeah, it's here. This they had 1,385 backers for that. When was that done? In 2014. Sometimes I'm scared to look at the comments, because it's just my Hook still works great after all the time. I use them every day. Some people are still asking delivery updates. This just happens regularly on Kickstarter. When you look at, sometimes people don't fill out their surveys, or years later they show up and they're like, hey, where is it? Where did it ship? You didn't ship it to me. Like, you never fill out your survey. We haven't heard from you in a long time. And I'll go ahead and ship it or refund it to them at that point. But that's what happens. Looks like people did receive it, and it was an actual product that shipped. So I trust them enough that this will happen also. So I'm gonna put down Kickstarter special. I would like to get 2 of them. Really, the 2-pack. Oh, $218. 4-pack, $436. I'm going to do the 2-pack of this, and if I don't use them, I'm going to give them away on a future video. So, keep an eye out. Like when I get this in the future, I may be giving it away. But really, I mean, I'll probably be using this, because yeah, this is really useful for what I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and pledge on that. Even with the micro USB thing, I still think it's something that's actually really useful, especially for the 2 microphones going into one device. That is huge. Now, may need to be through their app or something. I don't know how that's going to work. Okay, so it says Android and iOS are not yet natively set up to receive our proprietary Bluetooth recording codec. So we use our mobile app to make the handshake with our recording codec. The result is a fully stacked mobile app designed to change the way you record the world. So you're going to have to use their mobile app to use these lav mics. And that means that their mobile app is going to have to be good quality, because if their mobile app sucks, these devices will suck too. And if they don't update the mobile app, these microphones are not going to be any good. So it's going to be fully dependent on their mobile app. Unless you do the whole pairing between the 2 different devices to just do a wireless link, then that should work without having the mobile app. Let's take a look at their video. If it's not too long, we'll watch the whole thing.
In the studio or on the streets, from the classroom to the stream, on the job or on your side hustle. Meet the mic you've been waiting for. HOOKE Lav by HOOKE Audio. The first
It looks nice. I mean, it looks like a piece of jewelry, basically. It doesn't look like a regular lav mic. So that's a nice feature.
In a world where content is king,
let's
your
listen to this.
sound matters. See what I mean? With your phone's built-in mic, a little background noise, or a little distance, will leave you fighting to be heard. But with HOOKE Lav, it's never been easier to capture clear, professional-grade audio at any distance, to any device.
Yeah, that's really nice. That'll be a good feature to be able to use. So here it's showing how you can connect it through to other devices, doing using the audio port.
Then slip lav onto your shirt with the light facing inside and start recording.
Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with Maria. I'm Maria, and today we're practicing standing poses.
Lav's minimal design.
That is way better than a regular lav mic, and she doesn't have to wear a belt pack. She can just use that.
To minimize unwanted
It doesn't look ugly.
Cut the cord
So
and slip on the smallest
initially I
wire
thought
mic
that
records
the
wirelessly to any
microphone
mobile
was
device
actually
through Bluetooth
on part of the
5.0.
clip, but
Use one lav to
it
record
looks like the microphone is actually inside
perfect for
the
interviews,
plastic
podcasts, and
body,
more.
not on that
We
clip
learned
piece.
from our work on the Hooker that
So
Bluetooth reliability
I don't know how it's
can be
going
an
to work with
And
like
in your
clothing
audio
moving and
capture,
stuff like
there's
that.
no
It
room
might
for
capture
mistakes.
those
That's
sounds.
why Lav is equipped with internal storage, backing up every capture in real time, so your audio is seamless, even when Bluetooth is not. You don't do
That's one thing
everything
I'm
on
concerned
your
about is like
device.
when you're moving
That's why they
around,
created
like is it going to
receiver
pick
mode,
up
allowing
the
one
sounds of
lav
your
to
motion
receive
of your
audio from
clothing
the
and
other
stuff like
and
that?
transmit it directly into the audio jack of any camera, syncing your sound directly to picture. This can also be used to override the internal mic on any smartphone, so you can use Lav with the apps you love most. HOOKE Lav was created to capture audio to your mobile device or camera, but it doesn't have to. In island mode, HOOKE Lav can record independently and store the capture on board until you're ready to connect and transfer the
So that's something cool. So you
Your
can
content is only
do
as good as it
recordings
sounds,
without
and
even
this
having
is the
it
mic
connected
you
to a
were waiting
device.
for.
It can just be its
Background
own
can help us
recorder,
make HOOKE Lav a
which
reality.
is
HOOKE
convenient
Lav.
for a lot of people when you don't need to when you're not doing like a video. If you're just doing audio, then you just record and then upload it later to your device. A well thought out product. I think my main concern is to see like what is going to be the software implementation, and is that software going to be good and reliable and not buggy and not crash, and also how will it handle just like rubbing against your clothing or your skin, and will you hear that sound versus a lav mic that's usually on the outside and not rubbing against anything. So those are the two concerns of mine there. But other than that, looks like a great idea, and I hope that to see more products that are moving in that direction of compact and dual, or even more audio streams into one would be awesome. I mean, if you could do 3 or 4, I don't know if you had to have a different track for each one, but that would be really cool for doing like larger group interviews or something. And last, we have a Indiegogo project for the POCKETOOL 2.0, the tool that does everything and fits in your pocket. I mean, this does every single thing except cook you dinner. Like I talked about earlier, I'm not a great fan of these tools that do everything, because I think in general, they don't do one thing really well. They try to do so many things at the same time that, you know how it is. But a lot of people like this stuff, and they like it often as gifts and to give away to people. Maybe carry it. Sometimes it can come in handy, This is cool because it's got a built-in saw there. A built-in knife blade there too. That's really useful. It's got a wrench, which I can't really tell what size that is. Flathead. It's got a flathead screwdriver on here. It's got a Phillips head here. It's got these obligatory step slot for different size hex wrenches that I don't believe ever work that well. Or how are you gonna get the tool in the right position to use that? I'm not too crazy about that. The pulley with which I don't know what you're gonna do. Like, why do I need a pulley on a multi-tool? I'm confused about that. Well, I think I obviously need the pulley to lift weights. So when I encounter something that's heavy, I'm gonna rig this up and lift it, like stab a grizzly bear with the knife, and then I need to carry it out through or I need to lift it up in the tree to skin it. Then I'm gonna use the pulley, this paracord too. Yeah, it's gonna come with this. I'm gonna take the paracord bracelet off, and I'm gonna, stretch out the paracord and tie this up on a branch on the tree, sling the paracord through, tie it up to the grizzly bear, lift them into the tree, and then tie it off on the tree branch. But then I won't have my knife anymore to skin the grizzly bear and make the jacket and sleeping bag out of the skin that I so need to survive the frigid nights. And so what am I going to do? Can I separate this in two? Like, does it come apart? So I can use the saw separately from the pulley? I don't know. Let's find out. What it does. So pulley, maybe I can relieve from burden. What am I relieving from burden that I need the pulley? It's equipped with a pulley. You no longer have to carry on overweight equipment on your back while outdoor climbing so as to delay your journey. Now you can strings through the forest and suspend your backpack and go from one pulley to the next, ziplining your gear through the forest. It's going to be amazing. I feel like I need to make a video of just me doing that. I mean, it's going to be awesome. Like, people just won't believe it. Like, how did you even get here, dude, with that huge backpack? I'll be like, oh, you know, I just used my multi-tool with a pulley here, and I'd zipline the backpack from rope to rope through the forest, just like a monkey swinging through the trees. And they're gonna all want one after that. You know, after I show them that, they're gonna be so impressed by the multi-tool with the pulley to relieve my burden. It's gonna be amazing. And then, but if when I want to start the fire though, do I need to take it down from the rope? Where's my gear gonna go? How, you know, my gear won't be suspended. The raccoons are gonna get my food. Oh, but I'm gonna use the flint to make a fire to chase off the raccoons, you know, because the raccoons are scared of fire. That's right, I forgot about that. No, they're not. I saw a raccoon come pretty close to our campfire and take a piss on it. I was like, hey, what's up, dude? You're in my territory. I was like, yeah, I'm about to leave. See you. The pocket knife is as sharp as you wish. You know, I've never had to wish the sharpness of a knife before, but I often wished a knife was sharper than it was. Does this meet my wishes? Is this also a genie in here that's granting me sharpness wishes? This tool is amazing on so many levels. A small sharp blade has been added to the design of the POCKETOOL 2.0, sharp enough to cut the rope. Okay, so you need the knife to cut the rope that you slinging your gear on, but you still can't. Can you pull the knife out and like swing it around and cut the rope? The knife is foldable and easy to use. Sharpen branches and even cut meat. Well, that's what I was talking about earlier, but how can I get my grizzly down? You know, how can I cut a hunk of meat out of my grizzly and make my fire while it's hanging up in the tree where I had to skin it? Man, I'm gonna have to get a lot of these multi-tools, you know, really. Like, I'm gonna have to get more than one, because I need, what is it? I need one to hang the grizzly up, one to swing my gear through the forest, one to cut the rope after I swing my gear through the forest, one to start the fire, one to skin the grizzly, one to, I guess I can use the same one to cut the meat up. Sharpen branches, I can use the same one. So I'm adding up too many. I got five. I need 5 right now. What else am I missing here? Can someone tell me what I'm missing here? I'm gonna need one to impress my friends with, because they're all gonna want one, and I have to give away at least one to someone, you know, make some. I probably have to make some new friends, you know, in the forest. Probably need one to throw as a decoy to all the people chasing me in the forest who want to get this multi-tool from me. I'm at 7 now, yeah. Do I really need 10 of these, maybe? Because I bet there's a 10 option in here. Let me see if there's a 10 option in here. 10 times! I have to figure out why I would need 10 of these. $350. Man, I could do a lot with $350 in the woods. Like, I don't know. I'm out. I don't know. Which one would you rather have? $350 in the woods or 10 of these? So wait, I was at 7, right? So what else do I need? We got the zip lining. We got the cutting rope. Hex wrench, protractor, pulley. What? I need more pulleys. Oh wait, I had the pulley to cut my gear, so I need another pulley for my gear. I'm really having a hard time to get the 10 of these. It's actually tougher than I thought. Oh, I need to open up the paint can in the woods. And I'm gonna paint my house that I cut with the sticks with the knife. Oh yeah, 10th one to carry my keys. Something needs to carry my keys. That's about it. It was hard to find. It's actually hard to find the use for 10 of these. Although I'm looking down now, I'm seeing staple and nail remover, the hex wrench, wire buckle. I didn't know what a wire buckle is. I thought it buckles wire. I guess it. Plier and the pocket tool is designed for easy wire cutting and thick wire twisting. So that means that if you can't cut thick wire, you got to twist it. You know, twist. You know, it's that technique where you twist it until it breaks. That's what you're gonna have to use with this tool to cut through thick wire. More application scenarios. As if I haven't had enough already. Wow! And the best part is, unfolded, it looks like a gun. Looks like a rifle. So you're carrying a mini AK-47 M16 in your pocket that even has like a little, you know, you can just like pull down the that clip, the carabiner clip, and go pew 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 pew, you know, towards the bears that are chasing you. It's gonna do a lot of good. And it's like, it's got like a bayonet on the front. That is pretty fantastic. Protractor, you can put a little magnet needle in there and make a compass with it too. You gotta MacGyver some stuff around here. It's magnetic. For all those times you need to use a horseshoe magnet to pick up your objects because your hands can't. And the survival bracelets, well, we already got a use for those. We're gonna be hanging our gear and ziplining through the forest with it. So it's $35 for one, $350 for 10. That's not a, there's no discount on there. It's 42% off after the same discount as one. What's going on? Okay, so this was actually previously funded on Kickstarter. Go back up here. We can see that it's raised $247,000. 223,000 of which was on Kickstarter. So if I go to the Kickstarter, you can see like this raised $223,000, 5,142 backers. People love this stuff. So this is like a little wrench, like two different size hex wrench. I guess you get a 1/4 inch and a smaller one. This sold bang gangbusters on here. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to pledge on one here. I will be sending this out to a subscriber in a future video who leaves a comment. So I'll let you know what video that is, but watch for it in a future video. We're gonna have a giveaway for this. Let's just go ahead and get this perk and get it out of the way because this is too awesome. I need 10 of them, but I'm only gonna pledge on one. Kind of feel like I really need to watch the video at this point. After all that, I need to watch the video. Gotta turn the volume down. 30 in multifunction stone wash treatment. Washed with stones. That's the way I wash everything. Dude, that's the way people used to wash stuff. All those tools. You see all those tools there? This replaces all of them. That's it. That's all you need to know. Got a portable buckle. Snap it on everything. Oh, you need a lot of cuts to get through that hemp soft rope. And you can sharpen sticks for poking people. Outdoor bottle opener. That's probably going to be the most used thing, really, honestly, the bottle opener. You can measure a spoke wrench. That's actually useful because I do a lot of bike riding. Yep. There you go, zip lining. Woohoo! Oh, it's having a little trouble there. A single pulley zip line is never that great. So, turn down this volume here. It's really loud. See, I had to spin the whole M16 around to just I'm prying up nails with that. I have difficulty sometimes with a real hammer to pry up a nail because of, just how weak I am. No, I just don't see that. You see myself prying up nails with this, but maybe in a pinch when I really need a nail. And there you go, POCKETOOL 2.0. We're out. Okay, so keep an eye out for future videos like this where I review some of my favorite crowdfunding projects that are currently on. If you want this InfiniCube, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment and look down at the description to see, like, I might be asking a question or something like that you have to answer. Keep an eye out for future videos. I'm going to be doing more giveaways of previous crowdfunded projects, either ones that I've purchased off crowdfunding or some that I've made in the past even. I hope you enjoyed my review and deep look into these projects.